Today, we're tackling a topic that truly shapes our lives: time management. Did you know that according to studies, the most productive people spend just 20% of their time on tasks that directly yield 80% of results? It's a reminder that how we manage our hours can make all the difference. Time is one resource we can't create more of, yet it's the key to achieving our biggest goals. So, whether you're juggling a packed workday, side projects, or just trying to carve out more me time, this episode is for you. I think you should stick around because today I'm going to be unpacking practical strategies to really take control of your schedule and how to maximize your productivity. I want to explore how we can, prioritize what truly matters, avoid common time traps, and even share tools to help you stay on track. What's up, everyone? This is Fit for Business with me, Jarod Lehn. And for those of you who don't know who I am, again, I'm Jarod, and I'm the owner-operator of a social media marketing agency called Socialtopia. We've been in business just over 7 years now. Last month, we surpassed our 7th year. Welcome to episode 50. I think you guys are in for a real treat today. Let's really dive into, I think, why time management is such a game changer, especially when it comes to achieving both personal and professional goals, right? That's what it's about. Think about time is like the great equalizer. No matter who you are, there's only 24 hours in a day, but how you use those hours can really set you apart. Effective time management just isn't about cramming as much as possible into your schedule. I don't think so. It's about being intentional with your time, right? When you prioritize your tasks and focus on what really matters, you're not just checking off boxes. I think you're aligning your actions with your bigger aspirations. Whether that's, landing a promotion, pursuing a passion project, or simply creating space for quality time with loved ones. Let's talk about like rippling effects of managing your time. I think one of the biggest benefits, reduce stress. When you have a clear plan and you stick to it, there's no last minute scrambling or overwhelming feeling of there's too much to do, on top of good time management, which helps sharpen your focus, right? Instead of bouncing between tasks, you can give your energy to what's in front of you and see results faster. And here's the kicker: it boosts your overall productivity. By cutting out distractions, setting priorities, and working smarter, not harder, you can actually end your day feeling accomplished instead of drained. Of course, the flip is, worth mentioning too, because poor time management can create some serious headaches. For starters, when you're disorganized or procrastinate on important tasks, you risk missing out on opportunities, whether it's a job opening, a new client, or let's just face it, time to relax and recharge. Procrastination itself often snowballs, turning small tasks into overwhelming mountains. And the toll doesn't stop there. Over time, juggling deadlines, right, and playing catch up can lead to burnout. You might start like feeling like there's no relief in sight and that it's not a place anyone wants to be in. Let's just fucking be honest. The bottom line is this is how you manage your time. And it's not just about being efficient, it's about shaping your life, right, the way you want it to be. By being mindful of how you spend your time, you can not only achieve your goals, but also create the balance and peace of mind that makes those goals worthwhile. All right, it's time to get hands on. All right, what do you say? So, if you're somebody that struggled to stay on top of everything, I want to throw some practical strategies to, get back control of your time. First up, let's talk about and tackle prioritization, which is often the root of effective time management. A great tool, and I think I've mentioned this in previous episodes, is the Eisenhower matrix. You start by breaking your task into 4 categories: urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not important, and neither urgent nor important. The goal: spend most of your time on what truly matters, important but not urgent, and find ways to delegate or eliminate the tasks in that last quadrant. It's simple, visual, and helps you figure out where your energy is actually needed. Next, there's what we call batching and time blocking. Those are two methods. I think they work wonders when you're juggling multiple responsibilities. Batching means, grouping similar tasks together. All right, for example, instead of answering emails throughout the day, dedicate a block of time to handle this all at once. Or heck, you could automate it. This reduces the mental fatigue that comes with constant task switching. Time blocking, on the other hand, is about deliberately assigning chunks of your day to specific activities, like a meeting, project, work, or heck, even downtime. It gives your day structure and prevents tasks from bleeding into one another. The key is to create a schedule that feels realistic for you, not what someone else thinks is ideal. So if you're not a morning person, don't cram your heaviest tasks into the early hours. Instead, align your schedule with your natural energy breaks, excuse me. Let's talk about distractions. It happens. Right now I'm looking outside the window and I could be very easily distracted by the deer that outside my windows because I live in the woods somewhat, right? Setting boundaries can be one of the most powerful ways to protect your time. This could mean if you work in a physical location, letting coworkers know you're unavailable during certain hours. So, setting firm limits on social media use. And don't underestimate the power of a simple change like turning off your notifications for your apps. Hearing constant pings can fracture your focus, even if you don't actually pick up your phone. Then there's the Pomodoro method, a focus technique where you work for 25-minute intervals, followed by a 5-minute breaks. It sounds simple, right? But those small breaks help you maintain energy and avoid burnout over longer stretches. The beauty of those strategies is that you can mix and match to what helps you work best. Remember, effective time management isn't a one size fits all. The goal is to feel more important and in control of your day while working smarter, not harder. I think try some of these techniques and see what you can get more done of, right? And how much calmer you'll feel like doing it instead of feeling like, oh, I'm being pulled in 7 directions and now you're feeling stressed and timid and anxious. Time management isn't just about calendars, schedules, or tools, right? It's really also about understanding the human side of it, right? The emotions and the psychology that often get in the way. One of the biggest culprits, procrastination. Most of us have battled the urge to delay tasks, often choosing instant gratification over the long term benefits. The psychology behind procrastination, to me, it's fascinating. It's not always about laziness. Sometimes it's the fear of failure, perfectionism, or even feeling overwhelmed by the size of a task. I think one way to overcome this is to break tasks into smaller, manageable pieces. Instead of telling yourself, I need to finish this entire presentation today, try starting with something simple like, I'll draft the introduction. Taking that first step often reduces mental resistance. Keeping motivation up, right, especially for difficult or mundane tasks, is another challenge. A trick here is to find yourself why. Ask yourself, why does this task matter? Linking even more boring work to a bigger goal, I feel it can provide a sense of purpose. For example, you might not enjoy filling out paperwork, but it helps you keep your team organized or makes your job easier down the line. It's worth sticking to. Another tip, reward yourself. Whether it's a short break, a walk outside, or a treat, having something to look forward to, right, can make these tasks feel less daunting. And then for those especially tough tasks, try pairing them with something you enjoy, like listening to music or working in your favorite spot. I think even those small tweaks like those can help you feel motivation even when that dips, right? Let's also talk about self compassion because some days, like shit, even the best strategies won't push the needle. Everyone has unproductive days. and that's okay. The danger is when you start beating yourself up about it. Instead of spiraling into guilt or frustration, maybe try to reframe those off days. Use them as a chance to maybe reflect. What was holding you back? Were you sick? Or you just burnt out? Was it distractions? Or you just need a rest? A little self awareness can go a long way. And remember, progress isn't about being perfect every single day. I think it's about consistently showing up over time. So by cutting yourself some slack, you'll bounce back. You'll bounce back stronger and more focused, right? Ultimately, time management is as much about mindset as it is about methods. When you understand your habits, you can find ways to stay motivated and show yourself kindness during setbacks. You're not just managing your time, you're managing your relationship with it. And that's where the real power lies. I'm going to walk you through my typical day. And this day is an example of how I intentionally designed my time from, I think, what matters most. So ideally, from around 5:15 a.m. to 7 a.m., I dedicate quiet, uninterrupted hours to business operations, things like planning, maybe reviewing goals, or handling some critical tasks that require focus. Once 7 a.m. hits, it's a different ballgame. It's about family, though, things I cherish the most. I spend those 2 hours getting, my kids ready, dropping them off for school, or whatever is intended for me to get them to where they need to be for that day. By 9:15, give or take, I'm back in work mode and in the office, tackling the big picture, the priorities, whether that's internal or external meetings or working, through focused business tasks. Around noon, I hit a pause for a gym session followed by lunch. That hour, 90-minute window is my way of recharging while, taking care of my physical health. And then from 2 to 6 p.m., I'm back in the thick of it, call, strategy sessions, and managing various aspects of the business. And then around 6:30 p.m. rolls around, I try to flip the switch again, and it's time to spend the rest of the evening with my family. No matter how demanding the day has been, I make sure time is protected. And I think that's the beauty of time management, is that it's uniquely yours. My schedule works for me because it aligns with my goals, the values and priorities. I guess try taking a look at your own day-to-day life and ask yourself, what matters most to you? Consider how you might adapt this framework to fit your own needs, whether that's carving out time for personal development, self-care, your relationships, or achieving your career goals, excuse me. It's not just about managing time at the end of the day. It's about trying to design a life that works for you, right? So before we sign off, I want to leave you maybe with some quick actionable tips to help you take control of your time starting now, today. First, make it a habit to plan tomorrow, today. At the end of your day, just spend 5-10 minutes. That's it. 5 to 10 minutes reviewing what's on your plate for tomorrow, right? Write down the list. Prioritize the most important task so that when the day begins, you can hit the ground running. Next, learn to say no. This one's tough, but it's essential. If something doesn't align with your goals or values, it's okay to decline. Saying no, and I'm sure you've heard it, to unnecessary demands is really saying yes to what matters most. Another tip is to leverage AI to stay organized. Calendars, apps, task managers, and even simple timers really can help streamline your day and focus and keep you focused. Finally, remember to review and adjust your schedule weekly. Try to take a moment and reflect on what worked and what didn't, and then tweak that approach, right? So you're always aiming for improvement. I feel these small adjustments add up over time, making you more productive and hopefully less stressed, right? So just start implementing just one, yes, just one of these tips, hopefully today or tomorrow, and watch how little by little you can help transform your time. You've got this, right? So as always, thank you so much for tuning into the Fit for Business podcast. Today, during this episode, I explored, how the power of time management from practical strategies like prioritizing tasks and hopefully reducing distractions You can understand the human side of being able to stay motivated and being kind during productivity slumps, right? Now, it's your turn. Take a moment, reflect on your own schedule, and think about one change you can make today, this week, to make better control of your time. So, if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Spotify. Thanks, as always, for tuning in to the Fit for Business podcast. See you next time.